Well, hello boys and girls, it's Mr. Bedley here with 4th grade Excel lesson number 79. We're going to be comparing fractions that have the same numerator but different denominators. This shouldn't be too tough. Alright, here we go. So, take a look at this first picture right here. We've got some different fractions. We've got a half. We've got a fourth right there. That piece is a fourth. Got a piece right there that's an eighth. Notice that the more pieces a pie is cut into, the smaller each piece is. Do you see that? So a half is bigger than a fourth, and a fourth is bigger than an eighth. 1/4 is bigger than 1/8. That's kind of backwards, isn't it? Because 4 is smaller than 8, but 1/4 is bigger than 1/8. And you can see why that is so based on these pictures right here. Which fraction in each set has the least value? Circle the denominator. Notice the directions. You have to follow those directions. You can't just circle the whole fraction or circle the numerator. You've got to circle the denominator of the fraction that has the least value. So number 1 shows 1/7, 1/3, 1/4, 1/8, and 1/5. Think about this. For 1/7, if there is a pizza and 7 kids want to share that pizza, they're going to get pretty small pieces. If there's only 3 kids sharing the pizza, like on the second one, that's going to be some bigger pieces of pizza. So what we're looking for is the smallest piece of pizza, and we're going to circle the denominator. And of course, out of all these, you would not want to be 1 out of 8 to be sharing the pizza, because you wouldn't get very much. So the answer is 1/8 has the least value out of all those fractions. So I circle the 8, which is the denominator, the bottom number in the fraction. What I'd like you to do right now is pause the video and try number 2 by yourself. Alright, so you should have already circled the denominator from the smallest fraction, or the one with the least value, and that would be 1/9. 1/9 is smaller than all these other fractions here. So if you did not circle the 9, pause the video and fix that and really think about why is 1/9 the smallest out of all these. Okay, pause the video again and do numbers 3 and 4. Right, so you should have already done 3 and 4. The fraction on 3 that has the least value, of course, is 1/6. It's going to be the smallest piece. And on number 4, the fraction would be 1/13 that has the smallest value. All right, for the next problems, it says which fraction in each set has the greatest value. We're going to circle the denominator there. So in this case, you're looking for the fraction that's worth the most, that's the biggest piece. Pause the video, and I want you to do 5, 6, and just do 5 and 6, and then turn it back on. So number 5, the greatest value is 1/3. That's the biggest piece. If there's only 3 people sharing, then you're going to have much bigger pieces than if there's 4 people sharing, or 8 people sharing, or 5 people sharing, and so on. The biggest piece here on number 6 is 1/2. You can see 1/2 of that circle up there is a pretty big piece, right? Okay, let's keep moving on. Erase your answers and fix them if you have something wrong. Alright, pause the video, try 7 and 8, and then turn it back on. Now remember, we're looking for the fraction that has the greatest value. Again, 1/2, you should have circled the 2 there. And the greatest fraction, or the one with the greatest value, number 8, is 1/4. You should have circled the 4. Alright, go ahead and try the check answer box here that has a 15 in the corner. I would like you to do these 3 problems, add up the check answer in the corner, and see if it comes out. Pause the video to do that. So in the first one it says least value. 1/7 has the least value out of those 3. You should have circled the 7, not the whole fraction, but just the 7. The greatest value out of all these next ones would be 1/3, so you should have circled the 3. And then the least value on this last one would be the 5 for 1/5. Then you should have just put the denominators, because that's what you circled, 7, 3, and 5 over here. Don't write the whole fraction. If you did that, erase it and fix it. When you add those up, you get 15. And so there you go. Fix anything on your paper that's wrong. Pause the video, do the basic fact practice at the end, and then turn it back on when you're ready for the solutions. Alrighty, so there you go. There are the answers. Pause the video, fix anything that you have wrong, check your work, make sure they're all right, and then when you do today's guided practice on the homework side, be sure that you're showing all of your thinking for every single problem. If there's anything that you could possibly write down to demonstrate that you understand how to get that answer, then write it down. If you don't have it written down, I'm going to assume that you don't know what you're doing, that you're maybe using the check answer to get that answer, or that you're just guessing to get it right. So really prove that you understand it. If you don't understand something, then Google it or ask for help. Ask an adult, ask whoever you're allowed to ask according to your teacher, and make sure you understand the math. That's the whole point of doing math, is to understand the actual math behind the problem. Don't forget those labels, don't forget those dollar signs, and thanks so much for watching.